We're just after the morning walkthrough on Friday, and we've got the most requested person on the Vikings squad from VikeFans.com. We've got Brian Robison. Brian, being from Texas, this has got to feel like winter in Splendora.
Yeah, this is pretty easy. Guys keep saying, "Hey, man, it's hot out here." I'm like, "Hot? This is nothing." I mean, we get high humidity down in Houston and 90+ degrees every day. So yeah, this is nothing.
Well, obviously, it's a big time of year for all fans, so we need to ask you your opinion. What do we need to do to be prepared for Shark Week?
Shark Week, man, you gotta have a TV set first off. Then you have to have a good HD connection, because you can't watch Shark Week in a non-HD connection. So if you don't have HD, get HD, and then you just gotta have I don't know, popcorn snack, something like that. Just have your remote, because sometimes you need to turn it up and hear the bass coming out of the water.
I hear you. You got a viewing group here in Mankato?
I don't know if I got a viewing group. I just know that I'm gonna watch it. That's all I know.
Well, as an avid fisherman, I have to ask you, have you been shark fishing?
I have not been shark fishing yet. You know, I'm sure I'll get out and do that sometime soon. I just can't seem to pull myself away from bass fishing too much. So, but yeah, maybe next year I'll get out and maybe do a little bit of shark fishing. I heard they're really fun to catch.
Well, big event in your family recently is your daughter Madeline caught her first fish. What type of fish was it? What'd she catch it on?
Well, it was a bass, and she caught it on a little jig with a Rage Crawl trailer. So that was awesome. And you know, I basically hooked it for her and handed her the reel, and she reeled it in at 2.5 years old. I mean, you can't complain about that, right?
Not at all. How excited was she?
She was, you know, the first one she caught, she was a little standoff. She was like, you know, almost like, what the heck is that? And then she kind of warmed up to it, and she, you know, petted it and did the whole little deal. And then, of course, the next one I caught, then it was like, oh, let me hold it. And it was just, she wanted to grab it and throw it back and everything. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. She loves it now. Every day she comes to me and is like, go fishing? Go fishing? So,
hey, you can't ask for any more than that when you're an avid fisher person.
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait to get her out on a boat soon, hopefully.
Sounds good. Well, we talk about fishing. This is an important transition to football. So you introduced your new sack routine last year, kind of reeling in the sacks. We're hoping you keep it for this year. Is that the plan?
That is the plan. You know, I think I've got something that's stuck. It's kind of become my signature move, and I enjoy doing it. And, you know, it's always fun to be able to do it and sometimes look up and see some of the fans doing it with you. So it's been really good for me.
Absolutely. Everybody talks about the defense here and how much more aggressive it is. But from a defensive lineman standpoint, what's the difference for you? How does your game change?
You know, really, I think we're allowed to be more aggressive just because of the aggressive nature of the defense. You know, he's allowing us to really get off blocks and make more plays. And but we have to be definitely keyed into our keys as far as what the offensive linemen are giving us, the tight ends, things like that. Once we play our blocks, he's allowing us, give us that freedom to really get off and make plays.
Yeah. Well, I mean, one of the things we kept on wondering is in college you played a little bit of linebacker. We kept on wondering, will that hand come off the ground, and will you play in a linebacker or a coverage position sometimes? You
know, we'll see what happens. You know, I've done a little bit of it during the OTAs, and hopefully they like what they see, and maybe we'll see what happens.
Well, Brian, I noticed on the far end of the field we've got some shot put areas here. Have you thought about going out and throwing?
No, I haven't thought about going out and throwing. You know, I seem to always see a shot put ring and kind of miss it a little bit and stuff like that, but you know, right now you don't really have time to think about it. It's really when the off season comes around. It's like every once in a while I'm like, you know, maybe I should go throw today and just see if I still got it. But now I got the fishing and everything else. So, you know, I don't know if we'll do it anytime in the future, but it's something that always kind of sits in the back of my mind a little bit.
Well, you know, it gets pretty serious here because our fan base, more than half the people identified you as their favorite player. But half of those people are identifying somebody like Adrian Peterson as their favorite. What do you have to say to those fans to get them in your fan club?
Well, you know, I mean, when you're rivaling with Adrian Peterson, I guess that's not too bad, right? I mean, you're in pretty good company, so I can't complain about that. But, you know, I think, you know, if you want to be a fan of Brian Robison, you know what, I'm going to do my best to treat you like royalty.
Sounds good. Well, obviously, you just became a father again, your son Parker. The real question that's really going on, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that very much.
But we wanted to know, we've got a betting pool going on, and the over-under on when he surpasses Pops as far as height is 9. What's your best guess?
Oh, man, I don't know. He came out kind of short now, so, I mean, you know, that means he might hit a big growth spurt, you know, later on down the road, so we'll see what happens.
Sounds good. Well, as we go forward, we're going to take this video. We're sending it back home to your family, so if you have something to say to Madeline or Parker or Jamie or Pops, go right ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you know, obviously I don't have to name them out, but, you know, I love each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all's support, and, you know, y'all are the reason I play this game the way I do.
Brian, we appreciate your time. We wish you the best of success in 2014.
Thank you. Appreciate that very much.
You bet. From Mankato, I'm Tom Moore, VikeFans.com.